What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Getting a nice little early video for the Commanders versus the Packers Thursday night football game. I'm going to give you guys a free money line teaser that I'm locking in $500 on, as well as a free 3-pick on Prizepicks. So make sure you guys stick around to the end to get both of these plays. All right, everybody, so before we do anything, we have to pick a winner for free VIP from our last video. So I tell this to you guys in every single video. If the video gets 200 likes, I pick a random comment down below to win a free month. It is randomly generated with this comment picker. So if this video gets 200 likes, I'm going to pick a random comment down below. So leave a like, drop a comment. You do have to be a subscriber to win. So if you guys are not subscribed yet, make sure you guys do hit that sub button. Let's go ahead and pick our winner. And I do want to say, if this video gets 500 likes, I will give you guys a free 4-pick NFL kicker slip, which I gave away for free last week. Last week's missed by 1. We went 3 out of 4 on both of our kicker slips, which is very unfortunate. But I'll give you guys my one for this week as well, and we'll drop it for free in the Discord. So join the Discord if you're not in there already. It's free to join. Links down in the description. And let's pick our winner. So winner from last video is going to be M. Seeped. I'm just going to call you EM, and you're going to have to... I may have completely butchered your name, man. I'm sorry if I did. He said Ryan Ace. Well, send me a message on Discord, my man. I will get you added for that free month of VIP. And I do appreciate the love and support from every single one of you guys watching, because these videos have been doing very, very good as of lately, which is awesome to see. NFL season usually does pick up the channel, but usually not as much as it has this year. So, once again, I do appreciate you guys. So let's talk about how week 1 for NFL went. And I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you guys. Player props in my videos did not do that good. I'm gonna own up to it and tell you guys, yeah, player props for the Monday night football game looked like crap. The one from the Sunday NFL video that I made weren't very good. But overall, man, even for the videos, picking the money lines and the spreads and things like that, we absolutely crushed it. So this is all of our wins from VIP for week 1. Now, I'm just gonna show you guys the total that I won from Sunday NFL. On money lines, I profited. You guys, well, I tried to highlight this, but you can see net activity, $6,263. That was my profit on Bovada from week 1 NFL, and that was just from Sunday. Overall, it was around $9,500 profit week 1 from money lines. Player props were slightly different. This is only the wins. Yes, I lost several slips on player props. I probably profited $400 or $500 overall for week 1 on player props. It wasn't nearly as much as I would want. Here's some of our wins. Obviously, from the other game, there's a $900 win on parlay play from the Chiefs game. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and go through every single one of these. You know, you guys, if you're in the Discord, you know we cash some, we lose some on player props. But you guys also know these teasers have been bank. So this is from last night, Dodgers, Mariners. I put $100 on it just because it's baseball, and baseball's been kind of as of lately. So cash that for $100. These are $500 slips. $550 profit, $750 profit. This is Houston Broncos. 500 profit, 500 profit, 500 profit, 500 profit, 300 profit, 500 profit, 500 profit, 750 profit. And these are all cash slips, by the way. 500 profit, 300 profit. We can keep going, but that's what ended up being our total from 6K overall on NFL Sunday. So I just want to show you guys that. Teasers have been green for week 1. I'm going to continue that going into week 2. So if you're not in our Discord and you want to join and get all these teaser plays, you can join our Discord for $25 a month. It's not going to get any cheaper than that. That's less than $1 a day. Or for $10 a week if you just want to try it for NFL week 1 or week 2. I mean, you can sign up right now and you'll have free VIP, or you'll have VIP through the entire NFL week. So if you want to do that and give it a try, you can. Link for that's down in the description. Join our Discord if you're not in there already to get the free plays. And yeah, anyways, guys, let's go ahead and jump in to Thursday night football. So we already know Commanders on the road versus the Packers. Packers at home again. Packers with a beautiful win versus Detroit. I told you guys in the last video, I thought the Packers put a lot of resources into this season, picking up Parsons and things like that, to try to make this their year, and this could be the year for the Packers. The Packers looked so solid. We know how strong Detroit is. The Lions come there and got beat 27-13. Now let's take a look at these games. So I'm going to look at how both teams did in week 1. You can see Commanders beat the Giants 21-6. Packers beat Detroit 27-13. And I want to give a little bit of a disclaimer. This 27-13 score does not show how close this game really, really was. And I'm going to pull up stats from that first game. So 27-13. You can look at the total offense for Green Bay. They had 266 total offensive yards versus their defense. They gave up 246 total offensive yards or defensive yards, whatever. 246 total yards offensively from the Lions. So offensively, it was pretty dang even. Our man Jordan Love threw pretty much 2 interceptions. One of them was right into the hands of the defender. He dropped the ball. It should have been a pick. The other was a pick 6 that was turned around due to a flag. So, I mean, you got to understand that Green Bay got very, very lucky on 2 very close occasions. And, I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen this week, but you can't say 27-13 like they smashed the Lions, because it really did not happen that way despite what the score shows. Then if you look at the Commanders versus the Giants, 6-21, they only scored 21 points versus the Giants. And we can look at this game as well. They had 432 total offensive yards, and they only gave up 231 total yards. So Giants were able to move the ball a little bit. I mean, 2 field goals. You guys pretty much know that. I'm pretty sure majority of the people had the Commanders winning that game, and I mean, obviously I did too. But regardless, guys, I think this is going to be a good game. I don't think Washington's going to come in here and get beat by 2 touchdowns versus Green Bay. I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is going to be a close game, and we can see we'll see what the public thinks in this game as well. So, public right now has Green Bay 69% of the bets, 62% of the money on winning the game outright, and then 60% of the bets and 75% of the money are on Green Bay minus 3.5. So the total in this game sitting at 48.5. It's pretty high total, to be honest with you. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I am going to make a slip pop up on the screen. So if you're watching right now, you can see the slip. This is kind of what I'm thinking about running for this game. This is the teaser. So you guys can see the teaser right there. You got Green Bay minus 3.5, and then under 48. And I don't know if I haven't locked this in yet, but this slip will be locked in either the under or the over on this with Green Bay plus 3.5 points. So it shows minus 3.5. What a teaser does is I'm buying 7 points, and that's on both the spread and on the total. And you can buy it in either direction you want. So you can take the Commanders and get 7 points that way and have the Commanders plus 10.5, or you can take Green Bay and get plus 3.5 for Green Bay so they can lose by a field goal and still cash this slip. And then the under will be either under 55 or over 41. And I'm kind of leaning towards the over right now, over 41. I don't really know. I can see this game scoring 42 points, but I don't think it's going to be a 60-point game either, so I can see under 55 cashing as well. So I'm still on the edge, on the fence of what I'm going to lock in. I just wanted to show you guys what a teaser looks like, and it's minus 140 for this slip right here if you lock it in, which I honestly like the value on this play for this pick. So that's kind of what I have here. I'm leading for Green Bay to win. I think Green Bay comes out here and wins. I think they're going to be one of the teams to beat this year. It's plus 900 to win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, but I think they're top 3 right now in terms of who's going to win. I really do. So anyways, Green Bay's solid this year. I think they're going to win, and that's my call for this game in terms of money lines. So you guys saw the update for the teaser. We are going to jump into some player props and kind of go over what I have for those. So player props for this game, man. So I've got 3 of them. You can lock them in on Prizepicks. You can't lock both of these on a parlay play just yet. You guys can see I keep a big bankroll parlay play at 6,400 right now in parlay play. It's one of my favorite apps. I do want to say, if you guys do want to get a free month of our VIP, you can sign up for any partnered app. Chalkboard right now gives you $25 for free if you use code Fantasy Aces. You don't even have to make a deposit. Parlay plays the same way. They give you $5 for free with no deposit. Use code Fantasy Aces. But there's several other apps down in the description if you want to get a free month. There's Parlay Play, Underdog, Sleeper, Chalkboard, Better, Novig, Dabble. Any of those 7 apps get you a free month. If you guys want to sign up, you can get up to 7 full months for free. Just let me know on Discord. Send me a message on Discord if you sign up for a partnered app, and I'll get you guys added for a free month. I just wanted to throw that out there, that there are a lot of good apps you can use right now, Parlay Play being one of my favorites. So let's jump into our first pick for money lines, or for player props, I mean. The first player prop that I like is going to be Josh Jacobs. So I have Josh Jacobs in fantasy this year. Didn't do a whole lot in the first game. He had 66 yards and a touchdown. It wasn't, I can't say he didn't do a whole lot. That's pretty dang good. But regardless, it wasn't what I was wanting in game 1. I was hoping, it was a tough matchup. I don't think that Washington is going to be able to stop Josh Jacobs as good as Detroit did. I'm just going to throw that out there. I think Josh Jacobs has a great game versus Washington. If we look at rushing yards, I'm just going to swap this to the over, and I'm not saying take his rushing yards because that's not what I'm taking right now. But you can see, last year, Washington had the 30th ranked rushing defense in the league, giving up 140 rushing yards per game, and then versus running back, it was the 29th ranked, giving up 114 yards per game. So incredibly weak rushing defense. If we look at what the Giants did week 1, 74 rushing yards. So, I mean, decent. Majority of it was from Russell Wilson. He had like 50 rushing yards that game. So they couldn't really stop the run very well versus the Giants. You throw up this Green Bay's offensive line and you throw in Josh Jacobs, who is a beast of a running back. I think Washington's going to be struggling to stop Josh Jacobs in this game. You can look at Green Bay's run and pass rate from last season, 576 plays, 51% run rate, 49% pass rate. So they ran the ball a little more than they passed the ball. Looking at how Jordan Love struggled a little bit in terms of almost throwing 2 picks. I think they're going to try to establish this run game early with Josh Jacobs. That being said, my pick for this one, my first player prop that I like is going to be Josh Jacobs' rush attempts. And you can play this at either 18.5 or you can play it at 14.5. I'm personally going to buy this down to 14.5 and pair it with another play, which you guys will see here in a minute. So you guys can do what you want. He had 19 rush attempts in game 1 versus the Lions. I'm expecting a similar workload versus Washington, especially if they get a big lead. They're going to try to just milk that clock down, and I can see Josh Jacobs at least getting 15. 15, I think, is going to be pretty free. 19 might be kind of sweaty, but I do think he gets that as well, as long as Washington doesn't come out here and get a big lead over Green Bay, which shouldn't happen. But you can see he cashed this line 12 of 18 games last season. The only game this season he's cashed it. So should be a pretty safe play in terms of if you want to take it at 14.5. If you want to sweat it a little more and get a better payout, 18.5 is there as well. So rush attempts, Josh Jacobs at 14.5 is what you're going to see me play on this free slip. That's going to be what I lock in. So you can't. I don't think you can get this one on parlay play. They have him at 18.5. But they don't have him at 14.5. So I'll probably lock him in for the video on parlay play at 18.5. Put my money where my mouth is, because you guys know I like to show my slips live on video, because I'm not going to tell you to play something that I personally won't play. But Josh Jacobs is there if you guys do want to lock him in. Who would I pair him with? I have Tress Way. So I have the punter. Well, I think I have the punter. Is he not on here? I can't pull him up in terms of this, but he is on Prizepicks. So I'm going to pull up Way. Punts. So you got Tress Way, the Washington punter. I'm taking him over 3.5 punts, and I can't pull him up on Outlier to show you guys this, but I can show you his last game. He punted 5 times versus the Giants. If he punted 5 times versus the Giants, how many punts are they going to have versus Green Bay? Let's be honest, 3 or 4. It's kind of a high number, especially if Green Bay does have some really long drives and milk a lot of the clock, and we'll see what happens. But I'm going to risk it on this one. Tress Way over 3.5 punts. I think that's a good matchup for this Green Bay defense versus the Washington offense. I think they're going to have to punt a few times. I think this Green Bay defense is going to hold up just like they did versus Detroit. And I'm big on this Green Bay defense, especially with Parsons right now. So 3.5 punts I think is a good number. If you lock these in together, you do have a double up, so 250 wins you 500. I will throw in a third pick to go with this one, especially since this is the one you can't get on parlay play, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, they're not going to have – I don't think they even have punts. So Prizepicks is one of the few apps that allow you to do punts. So, I mean, that's one thing Prizepicks does have, even though Prizepicks isn't my favorite app, I'm going to be honest with you guys. But that is going to be pick number 2. Who did I pair as the third play? The third play that I took is going to be – I keep clicking this one. I meant to click the player prop one. But third one's going to be for Jaden Daniels. So I'm taking Jaden Daniels, and I'm going to be taking him over pass attempts because I think that they're going to be playing from behind, and I think they're going to have to pass the ball to stay in this game. So looking at this, pass attempts are 31.5. He's cashed it 5 of his last 10. He cashed it 45% of games last season. He's cashed it or missed it his only game this season. He had 30 pass attempts versus the Giants where they won 21-6. They're not going to win 21-6 versus Green Bay. I can pretty much guarantee that. Pass attempts versus Green Bay, they give up 33.2 per game. If you look at the pass attempts from last game, which Goff had, I believe it was 39 pass attempts. Let's see here. Passing yards is the only thing up. Show me pass attempts for this season. So, yeah, he had 39 pass attempts last game versus Green Bay. They passed the ball 54%, run the ball 46%. If we do the same thing with Jaden Daniels, pull him back up here. I probably should have never removed him. But we can look at pass attempts and look at what they did last season. They passed the ball 53% of the time last season, ran the ball 48%. Obviously, in game one, they had more running plays than they had passing plays because they were winning 21-6. There's no point in throwing the ball in a game where all you need to do is finish it. You don't want to risk injuries. All you want to do is milk that clock, get out of the game with your dub, and be happy with it. And 21-6, I'm sure they were happy beating the Giants in game one. So I think Jaden Daniels comes out here and gives us 32 pass attempts. This is a plus money play, right at even odds, plus 101 on ProfitX. If you wanted to straight bet it, you can. But I see them playing from behind. Like I said, I think Green Bay wins this game, and I think they're going to have to throw the ball because I don't think they're going to have a ton of rushing yards versus this Green Bay defense. And you can look at their rushing offense from the first game. They had 220 rushing yards versus the Giants, which is a ton. 212 passing yards. So they actually had more yards running than they did passing. But let's look at Green Bay. So 200 passing for the Lions and 46 rushing yards for the Lions. And we don't really know Eckler's status for this game. Eckler, I think right now is game time decision, or he's questionable. So Austin Eckler, yeah, he's questionable this game. So who do they have? Krosky Merritt. That's going to be their main running back for this game. So I don't think he's going to be able to move the ball versus Green Bay very well. And he didn't look bad in game one. I think he had like 80 rushing yards in game one or something like that. I think we can pull him up and see. So Krosky Merritt, rushing yards. I'm just going to click this. And yeah, he had 82 rushing yards versus the Giants, but I just don't see him having that same success versus this Green Bay defense. You can see the defense was ranked 7th last year, getting up 100 rushing yards per game versus running backs. It was 8th, giving up 82 rushing yards per game total. That's total. That's not per running back, just so you guys know. That's with a scrambling quarterback as well. So, I mean, you know that Jaden Daniels is going to come out here and try to run the ball and scramble as well. And I think that they struggle on the ground to move the ball. So, I do like Jaden Daniels to have to throw the ball more. But anyways, another play that I like, I'm not going to lock this in right now, but I think this one does have potential, is going to be Micah Parsons. I think Parsons over 0.5 sacks. So this is going to be a bonus play. He had his first sack versus the Lions in his last game. He had 0.9 sacks per game on average last year. And he didn't play the entire season. You got to understand that. This is only 13 games. 2.5, 1.5. So overall, I think Micah Parsons could get a sack. I think Jaden Daniels was sacked 3 times in his first game versus the Giants. The Giants got 3 sacks on him. Green Bay is obviously going to get to the quarterback. Micah Parsons, I think, is going to be one of those. You can see they averaged 2.9 sacks per game, which is 23rd in the league last season. These are from last season stats. You can come down here and look at the rankings, the offense versus defense here. Sacks, they had 2.6 sacks per game last season, which was 8th in the league. And then Washington was ranked 23rd in the league, giving up 3 sacks per game. So heavily favors Green Bay in this sacks. QB hits were a little bit different, but sacks look pretty dang good. And I do think Micah Parsons has a chance of getting that one. So if you want to throw that in here, and I'm not saying to do it, this was a little bit risky. I don't like sack plays. I haven't played. I don't think I touched a sack play last season at all. But this is a regular line on Prizepicks. You can lock all 3 of these in together, and you could get a 3.5x. And I forgot to pull this up, the pass attempts. But pass attempts for Jaden Daniels would make this 4-man. A 6.5x, 250 would win you 1,600 if you wanted to play it that way. And I don't think that parlay play allows sacks either. They do. So it's a 1.7x on here. Jaden Daniels on here. If you spell Jaden right, it might pull up. But 31.5 pass attempts at a 1.9x. So you actually get really good value here. So this right here is a really good value slip. 3.5x. I'm going to lock in 250 on this one. And why does it say payout boost? So I have a $20 max entry. I'm going to lock this in for $20 and see what the 1.9x and 1.8x. That should be over a 3x anyway without a payout boost. So I'm a little bit concerned with what the payout actually is on this, because that doesn't look right to me. Josh Jacobs. Rush attempts. 2.44x. That's not correct. That's not correct. There's no way. What is it for just... It's a 2x for the discounted Josh Jacobs. All right, so parlay play is bugging. I'm going to have to hit up support about this because their payouts are really, really... That doesn't even add up right. 1.9x and 1.8x should not be a 2.4x. Yeah, that's just... The math is wrong on that. Anyways, It shows better value on parlay play, but realistically, it's probably not, because if you took Josh Jacobs in his regular line here, which we can pull up here real quick, rush attempts, Josh Jacobs, this will give you a 3x. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should be a 3x anyway. You add an extra payout on Jaden Daniels for 1.9x. It should be like a 3.4x or 3.3x. But regardless, guys, I like that slip. You guys saw me lock it in. I'm not going to lock this in right now live just because the payout's wrong, and I need them to fix that payout before I play it, because there's no point in taking a 0.56x less on here than I would on Prizepicks, and I'm not logged in on Prizepicks to lock it in, so I can't do it live. But I will lock in this exact slip right here on parlay play when they fix the payout, and then I will lock in this exact slip on Prizepicks probably. So just throwing it out there. I'm going to do it this way. You guys can do it however you want. I like these plays a lot. Those are my 3 picks, and let me go ahead and pull up the third one that I had, which was a punt from our man Tressway. So this is the 3-man slip I like. If you want to throw in Parsons, you can. And for a sack, I think he probably gets one, but I mean, it's still, that's a very, very risky one in my opinion. But this will give you a 3.75x 250 to win right at $1,000, 937. So lock them in if you like them, guys. Fade them if you don't. That's what I've got for this Thursday night football game. I know I was a little bit sloppy in this one. I'm trying to get this out early. I will be out of town this weekend, so I'm trying to get these videos recorded preemptively. Not all the props are on the board. I'm doing what I can for you guys, and hope you guys at least enjoy the video. But hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see y'all in the next one.